You remember a couple of years ago, you gave me a phone call. Somehow you heard Russ was down, and he couldn't walk. You remember that?
Yep.
And I couldn't. 40 days I stayed in a bed. I'd never had such pain in all my life. I couldn't bend my legs from my thighs all the way down to the tips of my toes. They wouldn't bend. It was an unbelievable time. There's a couple of times I reached over, put my hand on my wife's head, and I said goodbye because I thought I was actually, the pain, the pressure, my heart was going to jump out of my chest. I didn't, at first I knew that it came from the other side. This was not normal. I mean, I began to go through every scripture verse. You better believe I was going through, Lord, is there any hidden sin? Is there this? Is there that? I'm looking over everything. And here's what actually did occur. You talk about old and bold. I have an 87-year-old mother-in-law. All the years, I've been married 40 years this coming August. All the 40 years. Yeah, thank you. It's 40 years. I love that dear woman up there. There's times we talk about whenever it's done, we want to go together. But her mother has been a powerful prayer warrior, and she represents, Steve, she's probably 5'5", 5'3". She's 87-year-old, pure white hair, always dressed nice. When I was like that, laying in the bed, couldn't get up, couldn't go across, you would not believe what I could not do for 40 days. And I'm thinking it's going to be gone the next day, the next day, the next day. I believe in healing. While I'm laying there, I'm going through every single scripture on it. I'm listening to things. I'm listening to praise music every day. What I did find out, you could have peace like a river on the inside, even when you have extraordinary pain and being crippled on the outside. So that was the good thing. My only thing was, is this how I want to go out? And I'm not done yet. I've got things to do, Lord. I know I'm going to be glad. If I go to be with the Lord right now, I know I'm not going to want to come back. Yeah. There's no question. But here's what occurred. Not a lot of people were hearing about this because I couldn't really say stuff. Shelley doesn't go online. She doesn't do radio. She doesn't do that kind of stuff. She was putting it out there, and a few people were hearing. So here's the sequence. My mother-in-law came over to the house, came up to the bedroom, came over to where I was. Talk about old and bold. I'm just going to tell you again, a month ago, she had a heart attack, was in the hospital, and was bugged because she couldn't get to church. They wouldn't let her go. And when she goes to church, she's playing, she's old school, she grabs the tambourine, she just praises God, and she preaches, and they had a soup kitchen thing they hooked to their truck, and her husband, my father-in-law, would take that downtown. I'm talking about someone who does soul winning, ministry, prayer warrior, all the rest of that. So she comes over, she's praying over me and my body. She's just praying over me, rebuking everything. You want to talk about somebody bold? She's literally, I want to say went into like a little Pentecostal dance almost, but she's stomping the ground, rebuking the devil. And at that time, probably 84-year-old, 85, no fear of the devil. She's just praying boldly, rebuking and praying. And she looked right at me. She says, Russ, the devil did this to you. And she stomped on the ground. I mean, I thought she was going to spit on the ground. She stomped and she just raged against the devil. She left. You called, I think, the next day. Here's Steve's phone call. Ross, this is Steve. I just called to tell you this. The devil did this to you, and I'm calling to pray. I just remember it was so just clear blood. I don't even know if I responded back. I don't know if I was able to talk back. You just called and said, "Hey, God told me this is of the devil," and I'm praying. And you went into this massive prayer. And one other person did this a couple days later, standing on a mountain, Malibu, which was burned out not too long ago, as you know, L.A. Marzulli. He did the same thing. People listened to the Spirit of God. My people prayed for me. My mother-in-law came and prayed for me. You called out of nowhere. That was the Spirit of God.
Amen.
And look at me 2 years later. I've been to Scotland. I've been all over the States. I've been all over the place. I'm not jogging 5 miles in the woods. My legs are a little bit weaker. But it has nothing to do with the power and the might and the strength and what we need to be. in this moment of history. So it means everything to me that you did that, because it demonstrates who does know and who does listen, and how God, I just look back, how God raised me up and let me go again, even to the point of riding a 900-pound motorcycle now, that I get to do as much as possible. That I hope I could just ride off into heaven with it. They probably have something better up there.